I know some of y'all feel really called out right now when I just said that. Hey dancers, it's Kirsten and welcome back to the Confident Dancer YouTube channel. I get this question a lot. Kirsten, how do I dance for myself? It is something that I heard a ton growing up in my own training. I heard other dancers saying, oh, we should just dance for ourselves, when one girl would be complaining about like not getting the part she wanted or the teacher isn't paying attention to her. And hey, sometimes that was me. And I currently still hear this from a lot of dancers who message me on Instagram, or if we're working together, I hear this question of like, Kirsten, how do I dance for myself? And a lot of times what we're talking about there is not solely dancing for the validation of others or just to accomplish more external things like a contract or getting a certain part or whatever. In this video, I'm going to share some tips with you on how to start dancing for yourself. And these are meant to actually be effective. I'm not just going to tell you, don't care what people think, because when's the last time you applied that and it actually changed your life? And no, ignoring other people is also not really the answer. So let's talk about what are the solutions and get you started on that path. And first, if you don't know me, I am a mindset coach for dancers, meaning that I specialize in helping dancers overcome the mental struggles that often come with being a dancer, like self-doubt, low self-confidence, performance anxiety, putting so much pressure on ourselves, being really hard on ourselves, things like that, that really inhibit our well-being and performance. And so that is why I talk a lot about mindset on this channel and the deeper layers of how to start changing our minds for the benefit of ourselves and others. If you're into that, of course, subscribe to this channel, and also you can click the link below to learn more about my professional coaching services and speaking services if you're interested in collaborating. So my first tip is to get really clear on what you are there to gain. And when I say there, I mean what you are going to the studio every day to gain. What are you rehearsing for? What are you putting all this work in for? What are you doing this for, basically? This is so simple, but it really is so important because it is so easy to just get swept up in like the picture Point Magazine paints of success, or what the other dancers are doing that makes them seem like they're thriving, or what your teachers say you should be, or what you should be doing. I know so many girls who probably don't really want to go to a summer intensive, for example, but because everyone else is doing it, they feel like they need to do it, and not just do it, but like get into the best program that everyone else is going to. And that just gets us so disconnected from ourselves and what's important to us individually and what we really want to gain out of all the work and the intention that we're putting into our dance journey. And I want to validate that you are allowed to have your own unique benefits that you desire to gain from dance. You don't have to do it just for a contract or to make other people celebrate you when you're doing something good. You don't have to follow along with what other people say is the thing to do or the reason to do it. It's really good to have diversity within a studio of like different dancers desiring and valuing different things. It's really great. So remember to give yourself permission to not only get clear on what are you there to gain, but also give yourself permission to be different than other people and be really honest with yourself. What is actually important to you? Do you dance to gain the feeling of just totally being present? Honestly, from a very young age, that's what really mattered to me. Around the time when I started to get really passionate about dance, I was going through some difficult things in my family. My grandparents were passing away. And I remember it was around that time in my life where I remember at 12 years old really feeling like, oh my gosh, dance is my space to just be, and to just be here right now and to enjoy it and just put myself into something and not have the outside cares of the world follow me in, you know? I remember not having the words for this at 12 years old, but having that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I've been really sad all day, and dance was the place where I could just be and feel and just, you know, be present. So I remember that being really profound, and that's a benefit that has carried on in my life throughout my entire dance experience and career. I got really clear on like, this is why I do it. Not, it's like one of many benefits that I seek to gain. Of course, strength. I love how dance, it's really an exercise that sharpens us in our physicality, our intelligence, our ability to focus, our ability to push past discomfort in a healthy way, of course, but that is a really, really valuable skill to learn. So there are so many things that I could list off as examples, but those are just a few things that I feel really clear on for myself. Like, this is what I'm here to gain. But also be really clear on the things that you are not there to gain. Are you there for drama? Are you there to take in other people's thoughts, opinions, judgments, their own decisions for what they want to do with their life? Are you there to just follow the pack, or are you there for your own purposes? It's really good to get clear on the things that you are not trying to pick up from your dance experience. And I will say, from getting clear on this first thing, then you can order your priorities around those things that are most important for you to gain. You could set intentions for the class that help you to gain, maybe it's joy for you, it's presence for me. You can start to creatively find ways to help yourself get more of that, instead of when we don't choose a focus or a clear benefit that we want to draw out of our experience, we don't end up proactively creating our own experience. We just go with the flow of whatever comes at us, and we absorb everyone else's agendas, and then it makes it feel like whatever someone else is thinking or feeling or telling you to do, you just have to do it and react to it. And so this whole first point is really about taking you from just absorbing all these other inputs from everyone else and coming back into what is the experience that you want to create, what's most important to you, why are you there, so that you can really practice leading yourself and creating your own experience instead of just getting caught up in the waves. My second point is to practice working from intrinsic rather than extrinsic motivation. Just to be really, really clear, I like to read off definitions that you can find online, because I think defining terms is extremely important, especially when we're talking about mindset work and our personal development. Intrinsic motivation involves doing something because it's personally rewarding to you. Extrinsic motivation involves doing something because you want to earn a reward or avoid a punishment. This is a really, really simplistic definition, but intrinsic motivation is really letting your actions be led by what you desire to create, what's important to you, rather than just being led by extrinsic motivation, which is, oh no, if I don't work really hard and then I make a mistake or I get out of shape, someone else might judge me. And then that would be a punishment. That would be a negative consequence you are then working to avoid. Your action for both can look nearly identical, but you're going to have a very different mental and emotional experience on the way to that result, because the why is different. And of course, extrinsic motivation can also seem very positive, and it can be positive. Neither intrinsic or extrinsic motivation is all good or all bad. There's nuance to this. You just have to determine what is most appropriate for you. For example, since extrinsic motivation is also something that can be when we're motivated by an external result, like performing, and we want to do a good job when we perform. We can have all this intrinsic motivation around like how you want to feel on the stage and how you want to perform and the personal sense of reward you want to get from that experience, while also layering in the extrinsically motivating factors of being publicly accountable for your performance and having people there, and you got to show up and put on the best show you can. You don't have to, but you get to, you know? That can also be something that really motivates you to put some energy into this and look forward to it. It can also propel you forward. It's just important to be mindful with extrinsic motivation if it's really accounting for a majority of why you do what you do and why you push so hard, and especially if it is fear-based and causing you to work to avoid a negative result, or is it more positive? Is it something, if there's an external event or accomplishment that you really, really want, and you check yourself and you want it for reasons that feel good for you and they're sustainable and healthy for you, then okay, cool. But it's important to have that balance and really start cultivating that intrinsic motivation. Hey dancers, I hope you're really enjoying this video so far. I want to briefly share something with those of you who have been experiencing things like low self-esteem, performance anxiety, self-doubt, putting a lot of pressure on yourself, comparison, caring a lot about what other people think, relying on external validation. I could go on and on and on about a lot of these common mental struggles that a lot of us dancers face, especially if you're dancing and training and performing at a high level. If that's something you've been experiencing and you really long to have the mental skills and support to be able to overcome performance anxiety, know how to perform well under pressure, overcome self-doubt, and actually start to trust and believe in yourself for real and build real confidence so you can enjoy dancing again and perform to your highest potential. If that's something that you want, that's exactly what the Confident Dancer Coaching Program is designed to help you do. This is my individual mindset coaching program that I've designed to help dancers build a healthy mindset that actually helps them to feel and perform their best consistently. If this is something you're interested in seeing, if it's a good fit for you, just click the link below to visit theconfidentdancer.com, learn all about what the program includes, how it works, read incredible testimonials from past clients that I've worked with, and schedule a free 30-minute consultation where you and I can connect, discuss your goals and challenges, and see honestly if working together would be a great fit for you personally. That's the best next step, and since it's no strings attached and totally risk-free to you, might as well give yourself the gift of pursuing this and seeing if it could really be that thing to take you to the next level in your dancing. So if that's something you resonate with or interested in, again, head to theconfidentdancer.com, and I look forward to connecting with you there. All right, let's head into the rest of the video. Following up on that point, my third point is to set goals that are personally within your control to achieve. So what do I mean by this? So often we could get really focused, especially for my pre-professional dancers watching, we could get so focused on, I want to be a professional one day. And so that means you want to get a company contract. But what happens is we start to put a ton of pressure on ourselves. We feel really stressed. We always wonder if we're going to be good enough, if we're measuring up. And we just feel like our entire life is one day going to culminate in your audition experience, which is going to be so stressful. And you hope that you prove yourself in that one moment in time and someone else gives you a contract. So stressful, right? I get it. What I often share with my clients who are working with me to help prepare them with confidence to go into their auditions and perform really well under pressure while maintaining their mental well-being, yes, it is possible. What I often work on with them is reframing their desired outcome or goal, you can say, to be something that is within their influence or ability to control. Now, what would this look like with the company audition example? Instead of setting the definition of success, or rather the measure of success, as getting the contract, putting it within your control would look like reframing it to asking yourself, what would I look like if I was dancing like the company dancer version of me? Not someone else, me. What would company dancer Kirsten dance like in that audition if she was really embodying already being a professional and acting like, you know, she already belongs in a company and she's just seeing if this is a fit, not with ego, obviously, but in, you know, a wholesome way. There is a way to do that. Once you set that picture, make it your objective and your focus to train to dance like that in your classes and every day leading up to that audition, so you're ready to already dance the way you have been dancing in that audition. So see how that is entirely within your control, or, you know, as entirely as we can have in this life. Unexpected things do happen, of course, but see how that's within your control so much more than getting the contract, which partially has to do with someone else's will and, you know, how many contracts are available and things like that. So that alone can really help you to put your focus back on yourself rather than on someone else who needs to give you something or approve of you in some way to give you what you want. Point number 4 is to have a gain mentality, which is really an abundance mindset or a mindset of gratitude. There are all sorts of labels for it, instead of a mentality of lack. And I know you've heard this before, but I'm going to tell you why in a way that might be a little new for you. So oftentimes when we are dancing for other people or for the validation of others, it is a behavior or a way of motivating ourselves that's subconsciously coming from this feeling that we cannot fulfill our own needs. We need someone else to respond to us in a certain way to fulfill our need for a sense of belonging, for worth, for trust in ourselves. Like, so often dancers feel like they can't trust themselves until someone else says good job. They don't know if they're really doing a good job. Even if they can see themselves in the mirror or on a video, it just doesn't feel valid until someone else says good job, like a teacher. I know some of y'all feel really called out right now when I just said that. I get it. I get it. That's why I'm here. So ask yourself, what is it that I am trying to gain by having other people validate me? What do I feel I'm missing that I want other people to give to me? A sense of worth, confidence, belonging, any of those things I just said? Validation? Well, start asking yourself, how can I start giving that to myself? What are the beliefs I need to work on within me? What are the things that I want to start seeing myself do to build that trust and build that confidence? Like, let's say, not giving up when you mess up in a combination. That's just an example that can help you build trust with yourself. Like, we're always witnessing ourselves and our own choices and actions every day. And we have to work on our own relationship with ourselves to build that trust and build that respect. So sometimes what we need is to start working on that, or your own confidence, your own beliefs, your self-worth. And that's also why I have one-on-one coaching program and also group coaching program to help dancers do that deeper inner work. Like, that's kind of the stuff you don't really get from a YouTube video. It's pretty deep, but resources are absolutely out there, and I'm happy to help you with that if it feels like a fit. But how this connects to gratitude and the game mentality is just, and this is one actionable point that you really can take from this, even though I did just mention that the necessity of working with a professional more individually for this, it's that when we actually choose to focus on what we do have, the resources we have within us, the things we do have going for us, it can really help to start filling that sense of a hole that we need others to like fulfill within us. So yes, definitely start reminding yourself of all that you already are, all that you have, all that you can do, and the people that support you and love you and all that. And it will help to fill that need for others to fill your needs, because you're going to be doing it for yourself. Lastly, I will say, get clear on what it is costing you to be so attached to what others think, like these external goals. If you're really, really, really attached, what that does energetically is you're putting this thing or this person's opinion on this pedestal, and the desperation and attachment that you feel towards it is actually making you feel like you don't have what you need. Like, you need someone else to validate you. You need to reach this level of accomplishment to feel good about yourself. But I want you to sit and ask yourself, what is it costing me to have this mindset where I'm telling myself that I need that in order to feel good? Like, what is it costing me to dance for that and to put so much energy into getting it? Get clear on what it's costing you, so then you can ask yourself, A, is it worth it for me to keep paying this price to do it? And then B, if I do really want that reward that I'm telling myself I would gain if this person gave me attention, or if I got that contract with the part, and if it's worth it for you to get it and it's healthy for you, what is a healthier way to start getting that? Instead of just telling yourself, I need to win these competitions, I need to have this validation in order to feel good. And then lastly, ask yourself, what is the price I'm no longer willing to pay to keep searching for this thing? This is the stepping stone to creating boundaries with yourself. Create boundaries, my friends, with yourself of what you are willing to do and not willing to do in order to feel a certain way and achieve certain goals. This is a part of having self-respect. You gotta have boundaries. So dancers, I hope that you really enjoyed this video. I would love to hear what you think. Again, there's a lot in here, so I recommend watching the video again or taking notes. And if you want more help really building your own confidence and self-worth, or anything that came up for you in this video as like a goal that you want to work on, reach out. I'm here for you. Again, the link to my website is down below, where you can learn more about my coaching services and see if working together would be a good fit. I'd be happy to support you. But regardless, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye-bye.